you have an ability to always find someone that can value your expertise, then it's almost impossible that you will worry about making money again. And in this video, we will discuss how to find clients who's looking for potential services that you are offering using a free platform called LinkedIn. I've been a business development specialist for years. Also, I gained an extensive expertise working in a different stage of sales processes, from prospecting, lead generation, doing demos, follow-up, and of course, closing. And of course, I closely work with different CEOs and business owners, so I definitely know how to talk their language, to communicate with them, and how they prefer to be approached. By the end of this video, you should know how to use the right keyword, identify the decision maker, and craft a message that are genuine and human, without sounding like a bot, of course. So on the upper left side of your screen, you can see the LinkedIn search bar. So click that, and let us say if your intent is to find someone who's hiring, type hiring. And the next is find a keyword. So the rule of thumb in finding a keyword is always think of a job role that is correlated with your skill set. So if you are good in creating infographics, social media posting, social media engagement, then look for a keyword such as social media manager. And if you think that you have like a sales acumen and good in communication skills, you can find something like appointment setter or business development representative. You don't have to heavily rely on this. These are just the example, but I hope you get the point. So I decided to choose the business development representative keyword as the job role. So when we click enter, so LinkedIn is giving us some filters to use to narrow it down the results based from what we want to see. Me personally, I only use few filters such as post, jobs, and the most important thing is the date posted. If we decided to select a jobs filter, LinkedIn will prompt us to the actual job listing of the business development representative or the role that you selected. And one of the most important filter that you want to use is the date posted. So from 533 results, we can select the past week, and now we are down to 324 jobs as the results. And quite frankly, 324 results are still a lot. So we still wanted to narrow it down to a much smaller number. So in order for us to do that, we still wanted to add this type of filter. If you wanted to work remotely, you wanted to work on site or hybrid. Me personally, I wanted to add remote. And now we are down to 148 results. I just wanted to highlight the importance of using the date posted filter. Definitely we don't want it to engage with a job posting that has been sitting there for months. And we don't also want it to apply for a job that has been just posted 24 hours ago neither. If it's too recent, perhaps the hiring manager are still looking for candidates to submit their application. If it's too old, there's a lot of possibilities that the position has been filled. So for me personally, the sweet spot is just like about a week time frame. So I want you guys to look at these filters again, because these methodologies are just as effective as you are using different job platforms. Given that we already have this 148 job results that is fully accustomed to a higher probability of response rate, of course we just don't want it to do a cookie cutter approach. As you can see that there's an apply button right here, and it's not a good practice to spam this job listing with your application. As much as possible, it is still crucial for you to read the job description and figure it out what job post will resonate with your skill set the most. And as soon as that you submitted your job application, you always wanted to do a follow-up with the right decision maker, someone that can steer up the decision to the right place. Now, since we were talking about the decision maker, I'm about to show you how to navigate LinkedIn so you can find them. For example, Blue Signal Search is looking to hire for a business development associate. And as you can see, Cal is from the hiring team, so you can message him directly and maybe build some rapport. But how about this job posting that doesn't have an associated hiring managers? So what you can do instead is to visit their company. For example, Line 1 Capital doesn't have an associated hiring manager. So what you can do instead is to click this, go to people, and look for some words like talent acquisition, business development manager, or HR recruitment. You have to keep in mind when you are engaging to medium business scale companies to enterprise level, you should never engage with CEO or founders. Now, since we already have a good understanding how to use the jobs filter post, now it's about time to discuss how to find someone who actually posted it. So from here, instead of using the jobs filter, you can select post instead. And for the date posted, we'll be using the same methodologies that we use for jobs filter. And you will have a far better results for finding this right decision makers. And from here, you can see all of the job posting based on the algorithm of your keywords. And some of them may even have a hiring badge, which is a really good indication. And now, since we already have a relevant list of this professional who potentially need our help in their respective fields, the real question is, how are we going to be crafting our messages to open up the floodgates to communicate back and forth with these people? If you're familiar with LinkedIn outreach or you have done it before, I'm pretty sure you used to send tons of canned templates where you can just simply change their name and company name so you can send it to many. I'm afraid to break the news that we will not be using any templates. The modern game of LinkedIn outreach is to get your connection request accepted first. So we will gonna use this profile as an example. So what your goal is just to simply send a connection request. When you are about to send a connection request, you have two options, whether you wanted to add a note or just simply send a connection request without a note. You may also try to send a connection request with a notes, but you have to consider that there's a tons of people like you who's doing that. So in order for you to separate yourself from the others, it's better to send a connection request without a notes and engage with their post. So what you can do is to scroll it down, show all posts. So as you can see, she posted this 3 days ago. So what you can do instead is like comment and engage with her post. And I know you may not have enough time to do this all personalized. So that's why we have to use an AI when engaging to someone's post. You can download a Chrome extension called Merlin.ai and you can add it on your Chrome extension right here. So what you can do is to enable this. You can see these options to engage with someone's post. And as you can see, you can create your own prompts to match it with your own writing styles. But in this scenario, I will just use the default positive reply of Merlin. And I know that sounded like robotic, so that's why it's always better to create our own prompt and to match it with our own writing styles. And you always have to keep this in mind. AI is a tool, not a solution. AI cannot replace humanity yet, but you will be replaced by someone who knows how to leverage AI. So let us say you were able to send a connection request and also they got notified that you engaged with their post. So the possibility of you getting accepted is much higher. And since LinkedIn connection requests is only limited around 100 connection requests per week, so by engaging with someone's post is a win-win situation. So what I can say is keep on engaging in LinkedIn and building your network connection. And just like any cold outreach efforts, LinkedIn outreach is just a numbers game. So if you've done LinkedIn outreach before, then this might be pretty basic for you. But if you are someone who just wanted to land a job or new to the freelancing landscape, then you always wanted to step in with the right foot, so learning fundamentals and the basic are always the best way to learn.